as state football championships are set to kick off this morning in Vermillion. We want to send it over to Zach Borg, who's at the Dakota Dome now, with a preview of today's games. The first game between Avon and Fulton kicks off at 10 this morning. Zach, what can you tell us about the matchup?
Well, hey, Bailey, first of all, I can confirm Aaron's forecast that it is indeed 70 degrees in the dome, hence every time I get to wear shorts this time of year, so I kind of enjoy this. A very good B matchup coming up here. Avon taking on Fulton. Avon coming into the season at 9-2. Very electric player to keep an eye on in this one, Isaiah Meyer, their junior. He's a running back. Extremely talented player. If Avon's going to win this game, you're going to see him all over the field making plays as a running back, receiver. I wouldn't even be shocked if he threw the ball at one point or another. He is an extremely, might be one of the best players you're going to see, period, today at either class. Again, they're coming into this game 9-2, seeking their first state championship since 2013. Fulton's been here a couple times. They have not won a state championship since 2014. They're probably the slight favorite, although Avon technically has the number one seed. Fulton 10-1 this year. Their only loss was to another team that's going to be playing later today in Warner.
And what's the atmosphere like out there? A lot of fans showing up already this morning?
Well, yeah, I got in here a little bit before 9 o'clock, and there was a very good line outside the Dakota Dome. Obviously, the 9B title game between the smallest schools in South Dakota, the smallest towns, but you can't see it right now. There's a very big procession of Fulton fans filling up at least a full section of the Dakota Dome, and certainly there'll be only more as we get into the bigger 9A and 9AA games throughout the evening. But very impressive crowd size, and you got a pretty nice day outside the Dakota Dome as well.
And following this game, we have the 9A championship. What can you tell us about the two teams?
Well, we've got a Cinderella story in 9A. Dubrook only went 6-3 during the regular season. They were the 7th seed in the tournament, yet they got hot at the right time. They knocked off the number 2 seed, Alcester-Hudson, on the road. Then they went across the state and knocked off Phillip, the number 3 seed, in the semifinals to get to this point. They're seeking their first state championship since 2012. They've got a tough assignment, though. They're going to have to do it against the Warner Monarchs, a team that is seeking their first ever state title. They've been to the championship 2 of the last 3 years. They were runner-up last season after losing to Gregory. One of the best players in the state they have on their side, Hunter Kramer, a dual-threat quarterback, can run, can pass. He will be a challenge for them as they try to win the championship after, again, coming up just short in 2 of the last 3 seasons.
To wrap up the day, what should we be on the lookout for in the Howard versus Parkston game?
Well, this should be a pretty fun one. Parkston really has not been challenged very much in 9AA. Much like Warner, they were a team that got here a year ago, lost to a very dominant Wall team. So they want to finish business, if you will, and take home that state championship. They haven't won a title since 2014 when they were actually an 11-man program. Very powerful run game, good lines. Luke Borman, their star. But Howard has also got a little bit of revenge on their mind because last year they were an unbeaten team, and Parkston went into Howard during the playoffs and at the time upset them and ended the Tigers' thoughts of a state championship. Well, here Howard is. Their only loss was to Canastota during the regular season. The Tigers had a very fine year, that being their only loss. They have a very good running attack, several good running backs, very deep team. So even though Parkston really hasn't been challenged very much, they've had a lot of blowout games throughout the season. Expect that one to go to the wire tonight when they kick off at 7 o'clock. A lot of great 9-man games, and of course we're only getting started. We have all the 11-man games starting tomorrow and concluding with 11 AAA on Saturday. Bailey, so far a very good start to the state championship week here in the Dakota Dome. Fulton and Avon kicking off about an hour ago. Great start for the Fulton Trojans. Avon got a great kick return to start the game out past midfield. But they stuffed the Pirates, got a turnover on downs, marched downfield, got a 32-yard touchdown pass, opened up an 8-0 lead. Avon answered right back on the first play of the second quarter, a 14-yard Paxton Bierma touchdown run. They tied the game, and just about a minute ago, Isaiah Meyer broke a 91-yard touchdown run, so it's 16-8 Avon right now with about a minute 20 left to go in the first half, and we'll see how this one plays out, but it's coming down to the wire. Certainly going to look like it's going to come down to the wire here in the 9B title game.
And Zach, really quick, what are some other 2 games happening today?
We'll have the 9A championship coming up at about 2 o'clock. That's between Dubrook and Warner. Real Cinderella story with Dubrook. Dubrook trying to win the championship as a 7 seed, upsetting the 2 and the 3 seed, and Warner the number 1 seed. And as I talk right now, Fulton looks like they're about to tie the game with a touchdown. And then a 9AA championship game coming up to 7 tonight. Undefeated Parkston trying to finish a perfect year. They'll have to do it against a 1-loss Howard team. And hopefully they can live up to this game because it's looking like a classic right now. Fulton 2 points away from tying this one, heading into the halftime locker room. Live at the Dakota Dome, I'm Zach Borg, Dakota News Now.